Hello and welcome to another how-to video with me over the line. At the moment we are in the WTCC World Touring Car Championship 2015 edition Honda Civic, and we are at the Bathurst circuit. We're going to be racing this Sunday on Track and Flag Endurance at 8 PM with this car and this track. We'll use it plenty more times with different vehicles in the near future, including our LMP and GTR3 class, but for now we're going to show you what you need to do to get a competitive time out of this circuit using this particular vehicle. So as normal, we're going to go round in cockpit view, and we're going to have the slow motion version first, followed by normal speed shortly after. So coming across the line, you're going to be presented with the first corner, which is your braking point starts at just after the 100-meter board. Basically in between the 150-meter board is your braking point for this corner. If it was a faster car, you'd probably be 100 meters, but for WTCC, it's smack bang in the middle. So braking from 5th down into 3rd, you want to be able to carry the speed through the corner in order to save time on the main straight. It's a late turn in. Bearing in mind you are front wheel drive, so slamming the throttle on will just result in overworking the tyres and going straight forward. So as you exit the corner, just slowly apply the throttle and go onto the curbing if need be, in order to get down the main straight, the climb up the hill, and away we go. Just admire the view as you make your way up, and then beware as you come to the first right hand corner, and it is going to be scary. So braking at the 100-meter board, that is your braking point. Down into 3rd gear, what I recommend is braking down into 4th to start off with. So there is one gear down, another one there, but as you want to be off the brakes by now. This is no braking, no longer required. You've done everything you need to do. If you need any further braking assistance, use the engine. So that's why we changed down into 3rd. Right now, there we go, as we're entering the corner, the car is stable enough to take it, and you want to accelerate around this point here. So this is mid-corner. You want to just carry that speed through, manage the throttle, and you can pretty much go full throttle from this point onwards, because the car will just literally use all of the track as you make your way into sector 1 here. Then use full throttle as you go into the next one, and you want to start thinking about coming off the gas around now. This is probably the best reference point, because it's going to be a blind left and then another blind left going uphill. I'm sure most of you are aware of what Bathurst is and what it's like, so just beware. You want to start braking now, then come off the brake again as you start coming into this. The reason that is because it's more stable to brake before this corner itself. So I always do a tiny bit of braking here, or just before the corner here. Let the speed carry me the rest of the way, maintain the speed, and then start braking again once I'm here. But I'm not braking heavily, I'm trail braking essentially, because the car's doing its own thing. It's still turning in, it's really fast through the sector, and you can see how close we are actually getting to that wall. I think I'm going to have to get outside and actually view that, because I didn't even realise I was that close to the wall. Oh, okay, maybe not then. That is how close we are to this wall as we're coming around this corner. We're not making contact with it, we are literally just skimming the bastard. Look at that. That is pretty awesome. So coming up the rest of the hill now, you are maintaining your throttle. Do not full throttle it, otherwise you will just go straight ahead. 3rd gear for this next corner. Just half throttle maybe 3/4 or 2/3. Just maintain it. You're still accelerating, but do not, for the love of God, floor it at this point. You can at this point here for a few seconds before you have a bit of a breather, and then you must start turning in. It's a late apex here, so you might need to watch out for the walls. So maintain the 4th gear, maintain it. Just make sure you're not going to slam this wall on the left hand side. But you can easily ride the curve as we just did there. We're really pushing it on this lap round. It's full throttle for the next few corners now as you go down the hill now, and you want to start thinking about coming off the throttle here you're going to have, this is the scariest part of the track. It is easy to die here. It's going to be a left-hander, it's blind uphill, and it's in 5th gear. It's really fast section of the track, and as if any of you watched the 12 Hours of Bathurst recently, it killed a lot of people. So maintain that 5th gear, do not add gas, come off it in fact, and just maintain that speed. This car is going to skid all over the place because it doesn't like it, but we did hit the curb on our run here. But just literally maintain the speed, do not accelerate. And as you come over the brow of the hill for the next one, you want to come off the throttle now. There's no braking required. There's no braking required for hardly any of this sector actually. From where you went up, from when you went up that hill, there is no brakes, and that's what's so scary about Bathurst. It is so lightning quick, but also so demanding and dangerous at the same time. So you're coming off the throttle here. There's no braking whatsoever. You want to hug the apex like it's your best friend once again, and then accelerate as the track starts to straighten out and widen. But you don't get a breather for long. After all that speed and after all of that power you've had to use going through that sector, now you come to the corkscrew, or I think it's called the corkscrew anyway, because it definitely screws you up if you get it wrong. You want to start braking now. It is blind and it is going to the right, so you want to aim for the right hand side of the track, where my mouse is. You want to aim in this general direction, funny enough where the telephone wire is. So you're going over the hill, going over the brow of the hill, keep braking, and you want to get your braking done by the time you're here. The reason for that is you need a lot more car control. You're going to be turning right and then quick left in order to make this corner, so you don't want to be braking and having to do extra work. Let the car do its own thing. You're still not accelerating, and you're still slowing down while you're coming into this section of corners. 2nd gear for the next one. You want to stay hugging to the Falcon side of the track, which is on the right, because then you've got this nasty arse left-hand corner, and you just want to hug that as well. You know you've done it right because the car will just literally drop like a rock, as if you've just landed on the seabed, because it just literally falls away from you. You don't want to hit the throttle then, you just want to start easing it on, and then once you're at this point here, this is when you can pretty much commit to full, adding considerable amount of power onto the throttle. It's full throttle through the next few corners, and the next corner here, you want to start decelerating now for this corner. Because it is so important. This is the most vital corner of the track actually, going back down the mountain. So you want to start braking now. As you can see, we're going into 2nd gear. Turn in now, off the brakes, turning in, hugging this inside line, and just waiting for that right moment to reapply the gas at full power to get as much speed as you can down the mountain. This is where a lot of overtaking is going to take place, and you can see we're just really pushing this Honda to its limits on this time round. I think it's got me 11th on the leaderboard from this lap. I think you just want to full throttle back down the mountain again. This is where probably a bit of setup would come in handy with the rear wing settings. You'll probably gain a few tenths just by doing that alone, and it will probably help you with the turning on the main straight. And then you come across this is the best corner out of the whole lot, I reckon, and your braking point is here, so it's just maybe about 20 yards or 20 meters rather before the 100-meter board. Down into 3rd gear you go. Braking heavily until you get to about here. Off the brakes now, let the car do its own thing, start turning in, hug that apex line, do not start to accelerate, do not do it. Now you can, now that you've actually started facing the correct direction, but you can't apply full throttle because now you've got the right hander, and just slowly keep the speed, and now it's full throttle. Now you can fully apply it before you start heading down the last bit of the track into the last corner. Braking point is the 50-meter board, or just before. As you can see, the car begins to dip just before that. I do apologise. So you're into 3rd gear for this corner. Stay on the right hand side of the track. It's going to be a late apex before you get onto the pit straight. Now start to tuck it in. You shouldn't be braking anymore once again, and the car is skidding everywhere. and that is a full lap of Bathurst in the World Touring Car Championship vehicle. I'm going to let it run in normal speed now so you guys can get a full sense of how scary this track really is, but also how rewarding it can be. Thanks for watching. Okay, so that was a full lap of the Bathurst circuit in a World Touring Car Championship at normal speed. I hope you guys can join us this Sunday when we drive this car at this track at Checker Flag Endurance this Sunday. It's at 8 PM UK time. You can follow us on Steam or Facebook and keep up to date via either one. And fingers crossed, it makes you more competitive. And I will see you there. Take care.